Dr. Lila Moreau had never believed in love at first sight. A brilliant cardiologist at St. Augustine Memorial, she had dedicated her life to healing hearts, not losing her own. Her days were spent in sterile white rooms, the rhythm of beeping monitors and the scent of antiseptic more familiar to her than laughter or flowers. Love, she often said, was for storybooks, not for surgery rooms. That changed the day Dr. Elias Grant walked through the hospital door. Elias was a trauma surgeon from New York, called in for 6 months fellowship. He was tall, with a quiet confidence and a reputation for excellence. Unlike the arrogant doctors Lila was used to, Elias was kind to patients, nurses, and even the overworked interns. He had the eyes of someone who'd seen suffering but still believed in hope. Their first meeting was unceremonious. A joint emergency surgery. An elderly man had suffered a heart attack and a traumatic chest injury from a fall. Lila was called for the heart and Elias for trauma. She expected tension, turf wars. Instead, they worked in sync, as if they'd been trained together for years. After the surgery, Elias had looked at her with a grin. "Nice hand, Dr. Moreau," he'd said, removing his gloves. "You too," she replied, surprised to feel her cheeks warm beneath her surgical mask. Over the weeks that followed, they kept crossing paths, sometimes in the cafeteria, sometimes in the staff lounge. They talked about medical ethics, favorite music, terrible coffee, and eventually life. Lila learned that Elias played jazz piano and hated social media. Elias discovered that Lila loved poetry and secretly painted in the middle of the night to unwind. One rainy evening, after a grueling 12-hour shift, Lila found Elias sitting alone in the hospital chapel, his head bowed. "Everything okay?" she asked gently. He looked up. "Lost a kid today. Did everything right. And it still wasn't enough." She sat beside him, her shoulder brushing his. "Sometimes doing our best doesn't change the outcome, but it always matters." "I don't," she whispered. "I just keep showing up." He reached for her hand, his touch warm and grounding. That moment held more intimacy than any kiss. Months passed. Their friendship deepened into something unspoken but palpable. The staff began to notice. Dr. Patel joked that the two shoulder get it over. With antelope in the Then came the night of the hospital gala. Lila, in a deep emerald dress, looked nothing like the composed Dr. Elias had met. He, in a crisp black suit, looked at her like she was the only one in the room. Under the soft glow of the chandeliers, he finally said what neither of them had dared to. "I think I've been feeling in love with you since the first surgery." Lila smiled, hair racing in a way she couldn't measure on any monitor. "Well," she said, "good thing I specialize in hearts." They laughed, and when he leaned in to kiss her, it felt like the world had slowed down just enough for two doctors to find something they hadn't known. They needed each other. And in the halls of a place built to mend broken hearts, two hearts began to heal together. Please like and subscribe for more stories.